Hello, greetings everyone, and welcome to United States of Africa. Today we are celebrating the World Day for African and Afro-descendant people, and we are celebrating the diversity of African culture. And this day was set by UNESCO to promote African culture and heritage, and to be able to celebrate the diversity of rich African culture and heritage. So this day is very important for people of African descent, and also is very important for Global Pan-Africanism Network, because we have been running a project which seeks to unify more than 1.3 billion Africans and millions of people of African descent around the world. When we are talking about the Afro descendants, it includes the Afro-Russians, the Afro-Japanese, Afro-Iranians, Afro-Indians, Afro-Cubans, and many other people of African descent. It includes the Afro-Melanesians in the Pacific, Afro-Caribbeans in the Caribbean islands, and all these people of African descent or of Black descent are people of Africa, belong to the African nation, and this day is for all of them. United States of Africa recognizes the importance of protecting and defending our cultural values, and also standing to defend our pride as Africans by embracing our culture, being proud of who we are as a people, and getting to appreciate where we came from, get to study and learn more about our culture, and get to learn about our history, because a people without true knowledge of their history is just like a tree without roots. When the sun comes out, that tree usually withers. And in our mission and our quest to unify people of African descent, we have been working towards ensuring that people of African descent get enough recognition, that they get justice, and they also develop economically. And at the same time, we are also talking about cultural development. We have been promoting indigenous African languages, promoting African history and culture. And this has contributed towards increasing sense of pride and dignity in the African people wherever they are. I'm seeing that lately even the Afro-Russians are becoming more proud of their Black roots, and they're beginning to associate themselves with Africa and its people and also its culture. It's very important that we break these language barriers so that we unify all people of African descent and begin to solve our own problems, address the challenges that face our societies, because we know that the people of African descent are facing so many challenges. If you go to the Pacific, West Papua is under serious threat by Indonesian military. After occupying West Papua, Indonesia has been working tirelessly to destroy West Papuan culture, and also forcing them to embrace Islam culture, which is not part of their culture. They have been carrying massive indoctrination programs to West Papuan children so that they forget about their culture and roots. And the United Nations needs to take an urgent step to make sure that the Indonesian colonial brutality in West Papua comes to an end, and that Indonesia respects the diversity of West Papuans, and also respects their right to govern themselves in accordance to their cultural values and heritage. The Melanesian people do not have anything to associate with Indonesia. They have a completely diverse culture, which is different from Indonesia. They also lie in the West Papuans are in Melanesian islands, and therefore they are distinct people, a distinct nation with its own culture and cultural heritage. And this is why United States of Africa has been raising awareness to bring to the world attention what is happening in West Papua, so that once and for all, the leaders around the world and also the international organizations, they can come together and bring to an end the silent genocide in West Papua, and also bring to an end the constant humiliation and that the open human rights violations that people of African descent in West Papua face on a daily basis. We want people of African descent, wherever they are, to be able to express their culture with pride and dignity. We want Africans to be respected, their culture to be respected by international organizations, and also to be respected by to be respected by foreign countries. We have seen that many foreign policies of United States, European Union, do not even respect the diversity of the African culture. They do not respect African values. And I believe that now is the time for nations around the world to begin respecting our culture, because many have been saying that our culture is so archaic, that our culture is very rudimentary. But it's this culture that has kept the world moving. African culture has contributed so much to the world's civilizations, and it has created a sense of identity as who we are. We can be able to distinguish ourselves and say we are Africans because we have a culture that we can associate with ourselves and say this is African culture. And this is something that we carry with pride wherever we go. We have more than 3,000 indigenous languages in Africa, and Global Pan-Africanism Network Education Program is creating courses that intends to make sure that we preserve all these indigenous languages, and we encourage Africans around the world to volunteer so that you can participate in creating courses so that we preserve all these indigenous languages. In West Papua, there are more than 250 indigenous languages. Also in Papua New Guinea, there are more than 300 indigenous languages. And we want to preserve all these languages by creating courses that Africans will be able to access. And I believe that promoting a culture starts with the language you speak. If you're an African and you're speaking colonial language, then that gives you less pride. And every time that you speak French, you speak Portuguese, you remember about your colonial master. but the goodness of knowing your indigenous languages, you can be able to proudly speak and say that you are an African, or you are a descendant of Africa. And this is something that is very important for us to preserve our own languages, for us to promote our own history and our own identity as people of African descent. In the recent months, we have seen that many posts that we have been publishing on African culture and history, they've been fearlessly taken down by Facebook, and because it has adopted anti-African culture policy. And on this day, we appeal to Facebook to stop censoring us for promoting content on African culture and history, because basically Facebook is undermining the rights and freedoms of speech, at the same time silencing Black voices, so that we do not express our culture, so that we do not celebrate our history and our identity as people of African descent. We demand equal respect and recognition, both virtual and also physical, because we believe people of African descent deserve equal dignity and respect. We are equal humans, just like any other race, and we believe that the same way that we respect the non-Africans and other races, then the people of African descent deserve the equal respect and dignity and also recognition. We have faced more than 400 years of slavery, more than 13 centuries of Arab slave trade, but we bounce back, and we are still going strong because we are Africans, and we have a culture that we carry with pride. We have a history that was imprinted in stone, and this is what the world comes to wonder. When they come to Africa, they see it as one of the wonders of the world. And we have built civilizations, and this is the time for us to come together so that we rebuild Africa and restore lost pride and dignity. Be proud of a Black identity, because being Black is not a badge of shame. It's a symbol of national greatness. And wherever you see a Black man or a Black woman, you need to salute and respect Black people wherever they are, because they deserve all rights to trample. They deserve all rights to step on the same ground that you're stepping on, and because we are also humans. And embracing African culture, promoting the African heritage and identity is good for everyone. So I appeal to the nations around the world to introduce the African curriculum, the African history, the African culture, so that people of African descent can be able to study about their culture and their history, because that is what defines who they are. In the United States, we have been running a campaign to promote the integration of ethnic studies, to ensure that the African culture and the African history is studied in schools. We hope that more nations are going to embrace African history and culture, so that is taught in schools, because that is extremely important for humanity as a whole, because our culture is our heritage, and it defines who we are as a people. It defines we as a nation, and it should be promoted everywhere. I'd like to appreciate the support that you have given United States of Africa, and we appeal to more Africans around the world to support United States of Africa project and be part of this vision, because we want to unify people of African descent, whether they're in the Caribbean, whether they are in Africa, in the Pacific, whether they are in India. I noticed that there are so many Afro-Indians that are following United States of Africa page. Recently, we also have many Afro-Russians that have started following us on Instagram, and this is something that is very positive. We encourage people of African descent to reconnect to their motherland, to be part of United States of Africa vision, and let us work to create the solutions that Africans and people of African descent have been waiting for, because the world has been waiting for Africa to come together for the last 400 years, and I think they waited for too long. With the coming into effect of the Continental Free Trade Area, this is an opportunity for people of African descent to be able to trade more with each other, and through trade, we'll be able to economically develop ourselves and be able to attain the economic sovereignty that we need as a people or nation, because by working together, we become very strong. If we stand together, then we can address the challenges that we are facing. There's so much that is going on. There are a lot of crises that are unfolding in Africa. In Sudan, people are dying, and it's people of African descent that are dying in this escalation of conflicts after the United Nations troops left in Sudan. We demand that the African Union forces takes swift action to ensure that the people of African descent and Africans in Sudan, their lives are secured in Darfur, because this ethnic conflict in Sudan is unbearable, and Africa cannot afford to close its eyes and assume nothing is happening. It's people of black descent that are dying in Sudan, and this is Africa. We're talking about Africa, which is the mother of all civilizations, and this conflict between Africans and Arabs in Sudan needs to come to an end. And in order for it to come to an end, then we have to take action to bring it to an end. And since the African Union forces, the African Union has AMISOM, then I believe that they need to take action. And we should not wait until there's bloodbath in our doors when this conflict begins to spill over to other countries. I also appeal to Ethiopia and also Sudan to stop the escalations. Also for Egypt to be able to embrace Pan-Africanism spirit, so that they have a conversation on how to utilize the Nile waters for the benefit of all African states, without one country having an upper hand, because I believe that Ethiopia has a right to utilize its waters for her own development. If you are the source of something, then a foreigner somewhere outside your territory cannot be able to come and determine and or control what you're producing. So I appeal to the African Union to be more proactive in solving African conflicts before they grow and become bigger, before they begin to affect more African countries. We need to take action to stop this conflict. Also, in Uganda, we have been getting a lot of comments regarding what we said regarding the situation that is ongoing. We appeal to Uganda administration to set free Bobi Wine now that elections are over, so that they can focus on very urgent issues that need to be addressed. I believe that if the opposition has issues with the results, there are legal mechanisms to challenge the incumbent president's victory. But we as Africans need to learn from the past and adopt ways of solving problems instead of creating more problems than what we have. Africa is facing a pandemic, and this pandemic is foreign. It didn't begin in Africa. It's because of the poor leadership that there was a spillover in Africa. But now we are facing the same kind of challenges that all other nations are facing. We need to trust African scientists to be able to come up with African solutions to combat coronavirus, because I believe that African scientists do not have a shortage of memory. They do not have shortage of intellectual capacities. Instead of going to Afri-Exim Bank, getting some loans to get these vaccines, yet they have not been tested by any of African scientists. We should have utilized this money that we want to pay these foreign vaccine companies to develop our own vaccines, to develop our own solutions, because we as Africans, we believe we as Africans are capable of creating our own solutions. And now that we are talking about the continental free trade area, it should encourage us to be able to produce whatever we need for happiness and civilization. I'm going to check some of your comments. Thank you very much for joining. You're saying fantastic. Africa Black Shell, you're saying amazing. Thanks for joining from Twitter. Greetings, Janet. And then we also have a great movement watching from Ghana. Keep it up. Thanks very much for joining. And then we have someone who's writing in indigenous language. Thank you very much for joining. And then we also have a comment from Diana. Absolutely. Diana is our new personal assistant to the Office of the President of Global Pan-Africanism Network. Zangu is saying, in these together. Yes, we have to stand together as people of African descent. Jafari is saying Sudan is bleeding, and we have to unify in solidarity with Africans. There is ethnic conflict, but the government of Sudan want to genocide all black people from Sudan, using weapons. That's very serious. And I believe that Sudan will take action to protect the lives of Africans in Darfur. Nigerians are with you. Thank you very much for your support. Themba, you're saying a Pan-African dream. You're saying talking without creating job is a waste of time. You're saying that what you're saying is half true, and also that's why we are saying that people need to take action so that this word can be accompanied by action, and we can begin to see Africans that working together to advance our own interests. To you all, United States of Africa members, I'd like to congratulate you on this event, and you are doing by remembering our culture and diasporal diversity as Africans. Thank you very much for the compliment. We don't need the boundaries we have. We just want to be one strong Africa. Yeah, indeed, James. We want to see one strong Africa that is driven by its own culture and Pan-Africanism principles. I'm going to add one artist so that he can make a performance. I hope that we won't have any technical difficulties.
Hello.
Hello, greetings, Ambassador Hassan. How are you?
Greetings to you. I'm
You're
fine.
welcome.
And you?
Those years, you can showcase the African culture, and you have 10
Yeah.
minutes. So, are you ready?
All right. Yeah, I'm ready perfectly. Good evening to you all. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm very much happy to be part of this particular event, and I hope with this particular organization, Africa will become as one. So, guys, I'm very happy to let me say perform a wonderful song of mine. The song is about the unity of Africa. It goes like this: Unite Africa, unite Africa. We are one people, we are one people, unite Africa. There is no need for boundaries. There is no need to fight ourselves. There is no need to share boundaries between ourselves. We are one people. Unite Africa. Unite Africa. We are one people. We are one for love. Unite Africa.
Can you increase your volume because
So,
the voice is very low?
um, can I raise my
We
voice a
need,
little bit?
yeah, the voice is very low, so you need to increase your volume. Probably
All
be
right, all right,
louder.
all right. Thank you. I'm sorry for that breakdown. Um, so this is a song that actually speaks about the unite of Africa. That we should always be together. With togetherness, with unity, I believe Africa will be great. Africa will be a continent
think we have some network difficulties. It's impossible for me to hear him. So I think probably we'll organize next time so that he gets an opportunity to make a presentation. Let me check some of the comments. A new Africa totally free from colonial conspiracy theories that have impoverished the African continent. Saying Africa without borders. Thank you, Francis, for joining. Do you have any of the solutions into solving problems? We indeed have carried so many other initiatives that intend to bring people of African descent so that we can come up with solutions to problems that we face. And we believe that through coming together, we'll be able to address the challenges that we are facing. And this is why it's very important for people of African descent to be able to volunteer in United States of Africa and participate towards economically developing Africa. There's so many projects that we have, and for these projects to be successful, they need support. And when I'm talking about support, it could be volunteering your skills to make things happen, and it could also be it's also be donating to support the United States of Africa projects, so that we can be able to find people who will get things done, skilled Africans that can develop the technologies that we need, and also create the kind of solutions that we are looking for. So Stephanie, you can join United States of Africa so that you can actively participate and be part of the solution, because that's what we need. Our leaders need to recognize the brilliant talent people on the continent have and not allow them to be pushed by the West. We must learn to promote our gifted, innovative, talented young youth and provide jobs, businesses for them to grow beautiful African countries. Our leaders need better vision for talented people. We should encourage our best innovators to remain and provide financially for them so that they can grow businesses and develop our own homelands. I'm with you, Diana. Thanks for the comment. We need to support our own innovators. We can build our own Wakanda with our own gifted and talented people. You're right. Yes, we can do it. If we come together, we are unstoppable. We can create the solutions that Africa needs. Utilize the talented Africans so that we can create the solutions that Africa has been waiting for. Promote the Industrial Revolution, because without building a strong economy, then it's very difficult for Africans to be self-reliant, because political independence without economic independence then is meaningless. Thank you everyone for joining this day. For those who are just joining, we are celebrating the World Day of African and Afrodescendant Culture. And this day is very important for us and for people of African descent. to promote their culture and identity, because it's very important for us to embrace African pride and dignity, be proud of who we are, promote our African culture, and wear it with pride, because that is what defines who we are as a people and as a nation. Thank you very much for joining, and be part of the solution. Join United States of Africa and Global Pan-Africanism Network, and work towards the realization of a unified Africa that is powered by African culture, African heritage, and history. We believe that the African customs and traditions are still relevant more than 5,000 years later, and this is why our culture should be respected and promoted everywhere. And this is the only thing that gives us a sense of pride and dignity. So let us embrace our culture. Thank you very much.